Have you ever heard the phrase, let your money work for you? And then you thought, okay, but what does that mean? Well, that's exactly what we're going to cover in today's video. The topic at hand is compound interest. My name is Lewis, and here we talk about all things to do with personal finance and growing your money. And compound interest is one of the most powerful things that you can have on your side to help you grow your money. Today, we're going to break down exactly how it works and what it means. By the end of this video, hopefully you'll understand exactly what compound interest is, what it means, how you can start using it to your advantage, and why it can be such a powerful tool to help you grow your money and move towards your financial goals. So yeah, sit back and let's get into it. Compound interest is when you earn interest on your original money, and then your original money plus its interest then earns interest again. Think of it like a snowball at the top of a hill. You start with a really, really small ball of ice and you give it a push down the hill. As it goes down the hill, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. That is exactly how compound interest works. Like a snowball, it takes in more snow, takes in more money, it keeps growing, it keeps getting bigger, it goes faster and faster and faster until eventually you've got yourself a giant snowball, a giant pot of money on your hands, which is exactly what we're trying to achieve. Let's work through an example. So say that you've got £1,000 that you're going to pop into, whether it be a savings account or whether it be that you're investing it. It doesn't matter at this stage what you're choosing to do with it. I'm going to go in other videos into more detail on the difference between savings, emergency funds, investing. That's for another video. But for the purpose of today, let's just imagine you're putting money into either a savings account or some investment that offer you a return of 10%. So after the first year, you've got started with £1,000, you've earned 10% interest on it. That means you've now got £1,100. Great, you've earned a bit more money. In year two, if you don't touch that money and you don't touch that interest, that same amount, you'll earn 10% on the new number that you've got in your account. So actually, after the end of that year, you'll earn £1,110 as interest. That's you earning 10% on the £1,100 that you had originally, so you'll move up to £1,210. Then going into your third year, you'll start with £1,210. And if you earn 10% interest on that again, sure enough, you'll add yourself another £121, and so on and so forth. Now, compound interest starts really, really slowly, and it's starting with £1,000 there and a very generous 10% growth rate. You can see that the progress initially is slow, but if you imagine that number keeps building and building and building, all of a sudden you can be earning thousands of pounds in compound interest on your money if you've compounded it over many years. The secret to compound interesting is to put your money into an account and leave it there. Whether that be investing, whether that be savings, whatever you choose to do that's best for your financial situation, put it into an account and leave it there and simply watch it grow. So let's work through another example. Imagine that you took that initial £1,000 that we discussed and you popped it into an account, again, savings, investments, whatever it will be. You popped it into an account, you're earning that 10% interest, and you left that money there for 30 years. Now, important sidebar, you don't contribute any extra money to the account. All you do is let that money keep growing over 30 years, let the interest compound. If you did that for 30 years, you'd actually end up with £17,449 at the end of that time. That's a massive amount of growth. Now, whilst the number in itself, 17,000, might not be completely life changing, the fact that you've been able to do that by just putting £1,000 into an account and leaving it there to compound over 30 years is huge. Imagine if you stretch that out and actually you're contributing more money yourself and you're able to maybe even get a higher interest rate, particularly if you're investing in stocks and shares. Just imagine the amount of money that you can get through the power of compound interest. And let's compare that to the damage that you would have if you were to wait 10 years before you were to add that money to an account. So let's assume you took that same £1,000 and you popped it into exactly the same account that was offering exactly the same rate. You just did it 10 years later. So over the same 30-year time period, ergo you're only using 20 years to be able to compound the money, you would only have £6,700 in your account after the same amount of time. That is a huge difference. And that is why time is the magical special thing for compound interest that makes it so effective. The earlier that you start, the earlier and better your financial picture and position will be in the future. So if you're watching this video right now and you're in your 20s, consider going away, and no matter how small it is, just opening up a stocks and shares ISA and just putting a small amount of money into it each month, investing into a very safe index fund that returns a standard amount across its time period. So that would be a great thing to go away and do today to really start making the most of compound interest. If you're not in your 20s, don't worry, you're in your 30s or in your 40s. It's not too late to start. There is still plenty of opportunity to take advantage of compound interest. You might have to contribute a little bit more to be able to reap the full benefits over time because your time horizon is slightly shorter, but even so, you can still get huge and massive benefits over that time period. So if there's one takeaway from today's video, go away and open yourself an account that allows you to make use of compound interest. Let's work through another realistic example. Now, most people don't have a lump sum, £1,000, £10,000, £500 maybe even, to just invest as a one-off straight into an account that can start earning compound interest for you. Instead, most people go for the approach where they contribute a monthly amount to their account. So let's say you're able to contribute £200 into a stocks and shares ISA that is invested in a very generic index fund that follows the S&P 500. So over its lifetime, it's averaged around, the S&P 500 has averaged around 7% growth. So let's use that as our benchmark for how much money you're going to earn on your investments into that account. So if you were to put £200 a month into the account and continue contributing that all the way through, and you were earning that 7% growth rate, after 10 years, you'd have about £34,000. That's not bad. That's a great start, right? Here's where it really starts to change. Let's move on another 10 years. After another 10 years, so 20 years since your initial investment, and you continue to invest £200 a month, you'd have £104,000. Now the money is really starting to show, and the effect of compound interest is really starting to shine through. Let's go one step further. Let's leave it another 10 years. You're still contributing that same £200 a month. You just leave it for 10 years, so it's been a 30-year time period overall. Then you have £227,000. That is an amazing amount of money, and that can really help contribute towards your retirement later in life and give you a solid financial base to be able to live in retirement. Here's the really fun stuff. In that time, you only contributed £72,000 to that account that you created, that ISA or whatever account it is. You only contributed £72,000. The rest of the money, £150,000 worth, came from compounding. That all came from leaving your money where it is, letting your money grow, leaving that growth in the account for the next year to then grow and grow and grow again. Over the course of the time period, if you were to leave it 30 years, £150,000 would have been effectively free money that you have earned without having to create that money yourself. You've literally let your money work for you. So there you have it, the basics of compound growth, compound interest, and how it works. And it really is king. Hopefully today's video has helped kind of show you and explain to you why compounding is so important, and why, if you've got time on your side in particular, you can minimize the amount of money you have to contribute to be able to earn effectively free money in the future to be able to keep building your and working towards your financial goals. So yeah, the earlier you start, the more chance you've got to take advantage of compounding. Hopefully you've really enjoyed today's video and you found it really interesting. I'm going to do loads more videos on compound interest, in general investing, all those types of topics, pensions, things like that. There's going to be loads of content like that coming. So if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more of it, please do subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video, drop a comment with any thoughts or any other video ideas that you might have. I always want to hear other opinions and other ideas. So yeah, just let me know. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully I will see you in the next video.